Well, hello class. How you doing? It's the Session Man coming at you with number 80 of the Homeskoolin show. Wow, the 80th episode. Plus the 30-some Corona lessons I did. That's like 90 total. Oh man, so man, I wanted to say thank you for everyone for the this continued donations, PayPals. We're up to almost 45,000 subscribers. I never would have thought that our little family would get so crazy, but yeah, it's great. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope everybody's doing great out there. I also want to thank everyone for the kind words about Sarah's record that released a few days ago, the Signs of Life record. That's cool. I'm glad everybody likes it. Thank you. Here's my pedal show cup with my morning coffee in it. I had a fun day yesterday. I went down to my buddy's restaurant. Not Farmland this time. I got a buddy, one of my dear friends, Nick Goverick, that I used to play in Trigger Hippie with. He was a bass player. He's an amazing chef, and he's got this great restaurant called The Kitchen downtown, down in the Arcade in Nashville, and I go down there and eat all the time. The food is incredible. You guys should check it out sometime. Kitchen downtown, great lunch place. Went down there, and the place was closed yesterday, but me and him and a couple other guys, Steve Gorman from the Black Crowes, went down there and watched the football game. The Titans whipped some ass, and Nick made this amazing soup. He makes the best food. It's incredible. But yeah, we had a good time. Speaking of football, I'd like to answer a few things in the old VCB here. One guy said, hey, this is yesterday he wrote this. He wrote, hey Tom, my Eagles versus your Browns today. Hopefully we can have civil discussions about this tomorrow. Yeah, I hadn't checked the scores. Who won? I haven't looked at the score. Who won that game anyway? Sarah, who won that game? Okay, so here's some football trivia for you. This is a really hard one. old NFL trivia. Don't Google it. If anybody knows this, I'll be totally blown away. Who held Tom Dempsey's 63-yard field goal kick? Who's the holder? If anybody knows that, I'll be duly impressed. We got some hot stuff in the VCB. I got the old 335 out, by the way. Man, this guitar plays so good. Nice guitar. One guy said, I don't have the exact quote, but he wrote on my Plexi Soul video I did ages ago. He said, appreciate your talent and all that, but your drinking, I feel, is beneath you. All the drinking, the heavy drinking, is beneath me. Lots of great people have drank, man. Do you not realize this? Oh, Lordy. I don't know. Maybe, it's easy to look at other people's lives and make comments and suggestions about what they should do. It's hard to look at our own. You ever notice that? Okay, another guy, this is a very sweet comment. Another guy said, hey, Tom, not only has my playing gotten more inspired since I started watching, I also find myself staring off into the distance, making odd faces when I jam. That's it, dude. You got to get free. That's what I've been trying to tell you guys all this time. When you're playing, you got to get free. I've always called it orbiting. I think I made that usage of the word up, orbiting. That means like when you're off somewhere, some crazy land somewhere in your mind when you're playing, totally exploring the galaxies. That's where I'm always trying to get to. I'm always trying to get there. I can't always get there, but I try like hell. You know who I love to see musicians that are capable of getting there quickly. You know who really impressed me years ago when I saw him was Chris Thiele, the guy from Nickel Creek, that amazing mandolin player. I remember watching some TV show he was on, and they were up there playing this amazing song, and he's singing his bit. He's a great singer, and man, as soon as he got done singing his part and he went off into solo land, his eyes rolled back in his head, and he was gone, man. In the first 2 seconds, he was totally gone, orbiting in some other far off land, man, while he played this amazing solo. I just thought it was so cool how he could just get there so quickly, It's like, it's an art form. You have to practice that a lot. You have to practice everything a lot. Here's some other stuff in the old VCB. VCB, that's an acronym for viewer comment bin. Tom, hey Tom, guitar is really hard, ain't it? Man, it is so hard. Yes, it's very hard. I think it's one of the hardest instruments to get really great at. It's just weird the way it's all laid out. I've talked about this before. I think it cracks me up when people use the word master, to master a guitar. I'll probably get some flack for this, but I believe personally that it's totally impossible for any human being to master a guitar, or any instrument really, for that example. For that, all intents and purposes, it's you can get really damn good, but to master would mean that you were an expert on every single style and idiom of music in the whole world. That would be mastering, and I've never seen anybody that could do that, personally. I've seen some guys that can play all kind of shit, and that's impressive, but to master, come on. Are we ever going to get to that point in our lives? I think it's impossible. But you guys will probably argue, but that's just how I feel. Another guy said, I've had a lot of these comments about the upstrokes. People are always asking me about how I always upstroke everything. I never even realized that I was doing that until people started saying it in all the videos, and I really don't know why I do it. I would imagine it's a subconscious tone thing. Like, I'll play a lick, and you tell me if you can hear a difference. Okay? First I'll play it with alternate picking. Now I'll play it all upstrokes. I personally think that sounds better. It's fatter. I don't know why. It just sounds better. That's probably why I subconsciously do it. I never really thought about it. Uh-oh, chord's going bad. Okay, here's a crazy lick. Check this out. I'll show you two things that you can use. This is really hard, but I think you can use this, okay? That thing I was playing before, that crazy reggae thing. Here's an old reggae technique, just kind of like a all-in-one reggae thing where you play the guitar part and the bass part at the same time. Remember that bouncing the fingers technique that I was talking about way long ago on many episodes, where you bounce your fingers to mute notes with your left hand? You'd have to bounce your thumb playing the bass notes to do this. Play like a B flat minor chord. Like with your thumb. Man, this thing just keeps cutting out. Sorry, I don't know what it is. While you got the on the top. Pretty hard. Cool thing. And here's the last thing I'll show you. Everyone talks about the spy chord, the mystery chord, like in the old James Bond thing, I'm going to show you a couple different variations of that. I saw Brian Setzer do it one time. It's like an E minor major 7. He went like this, which is pretty cool. Like it's like a hillbilly B dominant 7 voicing, but you leave the open G. Don't play the A. So you got B, D sharp, open G, open B, and then an F on top. So it's like a all over E, of course. Here's another way to do that same chord, minor major 7. Like say you imply a B major on top, and then you put the minor 3rd on the 5th fret of the D string with your little finger. Which this guitar doesn't have. And then here's a really last thing, and then I'll shut up. This is a really cool thing. Like you want to get outside on the last chord of a tune, 13 augmented 11. You got like what you do to make that chord is you got your E root, and then you imply a major triad a whole step above the root, F sharp in this case. And then you put the dominant 7 of the original key down on the bass. So the notes from top to bottom are E, D, F sharp, B flat, and C sharp. E13 augmented 11, it's a great jazz chord, ending chord. And you can do it like in C, right? So from low to high, C, B flat, and you got to bar the D and the F sharp with your middle finger. That's a tricky chord. F sharp minor 9. right, guys. Take care of yourselves and fuck off, Sylvia.